Buckle up, adventurers. We're about to set off on an unforgettable quest to find the elusive Snow Leopard, one of the planet's most enigmatic and rare creatures. In the snow-capped peaks deep in the heart of the Snow Leopard territory, imagine standing amidst the soaring peaks of the Himalayas, the crisp mountain air filling your lungs. As your eyes scan the breathtaking landscape, the untouched wilderness, and you spot it. The Snow Leopard tracks here. And at that magical moment, your adrenaline is rushing. You forget you are in a harsh and ruthless wilderness, unforgiving and unkind. You start rushing to get just a glimpse of what might be the most magnificent sight very few have managed to get in their lifetime. The thrill of the chase is on. It's not just about the snow leopards, it's about the journey. The trek through ancient paths, it's about the experience of going where they go, living where they live, and become part of something magical. Join us on this incredible expedition where every step brings you closer to the untamed heart of the Himalayas, and every moment holds the promise of discovering a creature that few have ever seen. What mysteries will we uncover about the snow leopard's life and create memories that will last a lifetime? Our voyage began with a flight to Chandigarh, the gateway to the enigmatic Snow Leopard territory. From there, a 2-day road trip awaited us, first stopping in the tranquil town of Sangla. For someone accustomed to blistering heat and arid landscapes, seeing snow for the first time felt surreal, like stepping into a dream. Surrounded by majestic snow-capped mountains, the biting winds whispered tales of the wild. From the dry warmth I was used to, this felt like stepping into another world. But this was just the beginning. The adventure had only just begun. We continued our journey, navigating perilous mountain paths lined with deep valleys and each turn fraught with falling rocks. The drive through every inch of the road felt like staring death in the eye and saying, "Not today," which became a continued theme throughout the trip. As we ventured deeper, the true magnitude of our quest became apparent. The cold was relentless, the terrain unforgiving, and the air thin. Each step demanded everything we had. And all for a creature so elusive, spotting it is a wildlife enthusiast's holy grail. As we inched closer to our final destination on the second day, after a half-day's journey, we began the final ascent. The air grew thinner with every step, and we could feel the lack of oxygen. We had to take long, deep breaths to keep going. We stopped halfway, the last chance to stock up on supplies, winter gear, and refuel before the long stretch ahead. Beyond this point, there were no shops, hotels, or services. The only settlement we'd pass was Kaza, a few hours away. Our destination was so remote it didn't even have a single shop. If we needed anything, whether it was water, oxygen cylinders, medicines or food, we'd have to make the trek back down to Kaza. So we paused to stretch our legs and grab some essentials. It was here that we met a group heading back. They shared that they'd had snow leopard sightings every day that week. Hearing this reignited our enthusiasm, which had begun to wane during our long 2-day drive. With renewed hope, we pushed on. Along the way, we entered the mesmerizing Spiti Valley, a region famed for its dramatic landscapes, rugged beauty, and untouched natural charm. It's one of India's most popular travel destinations, attracting adventurers, nature lovers, and photographers alike, all eager to experience its serene environment. Soon, we reached our final destination, Chicham. This village, nestled within Snow Leopard territory, would be our home for the next few days. Surrounded by towering mountains and vast, untouched landscapes, Chicham's beauty is breathtaking. It's a place where nature reigns supreme, and the elusive snow leopard calls its home. And for us, it was about to become the starting point of an unforgettable adventure. A few kilometers before reaching Chicham, we caught sight of a majestic ibex up close. It was our first encounter with these magnificent creatures, and the fact that they were so close to us felt like a lucky charm. We stopped to admire them, snapping a few photos as the evening light bathed the scene in a warm glow. Curious, I turned to the driver and asked, "Where can we spot a snow leopard? Is there a specific spot? How far do we need to travel?" What he told me took me by surprise. He said, "Snow leopards can be spotted everywhere around us. Just recently, one was spotted on the mountain next to us, and from here, they're straight ahead on those rock cliffs." I was stunned. For someone who'd been on safaris, desperately trying to catch a glimpse of big cats, the idea that snow leopards could be anywhere and everywhere felt overwhelming. I immediately began scanning the cliffs, thinking I might spot the elusive mountain ghost with my amateur eyes, as if I could do better than the trained trackers and spotters who'd been searching for it all morning. Ha ha ha, LO. But I couldn't help it. We were all eager to see the white ghost. The days ahead would test our limits in ways we couldn't imagine, yet the pursuit of this incredible elusive ghost of the mountains made every moment worth it. At an altitude of 14,000 feet above sea level, with temperatures plunging to a bone-chilling -25 degrees Celsius, the conditions are far from favorable. The days ahead are going to be challenging, and you can't help but appreciate the simple things we often take for granted. Expecting a toilet in such a secluded place? That's a luxury. Without one, you rely on the dry toilets outside, and they're called dry for a reason. And even if there were toilets, the water pipes would be frozen, making them completely unusable. The locals jokingly say that taking a bath in these conditions is like meeting your maker. Inside the rooms, every detail is designed to survive the extreme cold. We had to preheat our rooms by burning wood and frozen cow dung. We had to use 5 layers of thick blankets. It feels like one more person is sleeping on the top because the blankets are that thick and heavy. The blankets were no ordinary ones. They were made from the wool of the local sheep, designed to protect us from the unrelenting cold. The oxygen here is so thin that even the lighter our guide gave us to warm up frozen fingers, toes, or hands in case of emergency wouldn't work. There wasn't enough oxygen even to ignite the lighter gas. And when someone came to visit, just the act of opening the door for even a second meant we had to reheat the entire room all over again. In this place, the cold is not just a challenge, it's a force of nature that demands respect. Survival here means adjusting to the harshest conditions imaginable and realizing that what we consider basic comforts are luxuries in this frozen world. And here I was wondering, how are the snow leopards and other wild animals surviving in these conditions? Having wood fire heater, hot water, blankets, etc. was a luxury for us, but these animals don't have any of those. The first few hours in this harsh environment gave me a whole new outlook on life. The first day was reserved for acclimatization, a day for light birding, visiting nearby monasteries, and doing some easy sightseeing because our body needs to learn to breathe in such low oxygen levels. From day 2 to day 5, we plan to gradually increase the difficulty, doing some light climbs and slowly making our way towards spotting the elusive snow leopards. But who's going to tell the snow leopards that? They have a mind of their own, and the weather? Well, the weather had its own plans too. It didn't take long for us to realize our well-laid plan was tossed out the window. It was as if the gods and the snow leopards themselves were having a good laugh, thinking, these fools have no idea what's coming for them. And just like that, our carefully planned days turned into a series of unexpected challenges. The mountains had their own agenda, and we were just along for the most extreme roller coaster ride of our lives. After 2 days of relentless travel, the journey had taken its toll. A cruel illness was torturing me. It must have been something that I ate on the way here, upset my stomach, and had robbed us of sleep, of strength, and of our spirit. Every hour was a battle against nausea, against dehydration. I barely clung to consciousness. Having a sleepless night, I told myself it would be fine. With a day of acclimatization, some gentle exploration and rest will help me recover. But if only I knew the true test that lay ahead. We awoke, ravaged but resolute, to a sight that stole my breath and momentarily silenced the protest of my ailing body. Chicham, draped in fresh snow, was a vision from a forgotten dream. For eyes that had never witnessed such magic, it was a fairy tale come to life. The morning sun, a golden brushstroke on a canvas of white, amplified its impossible beauty. My mind struggled to reconcile this breathtaking reality with the world I knew. Our guide, Gompo, took the lead, navigating winding, snow-covered tracks that clung precariously to the mountainside. One wrong move, one lapse in judgment, and a 1,000-foot drop awaited. The newly fallen snow, a soft blanket, was not the true adversary. It was the insidious melt, the sun-kissed ice that transformed the road into a slick, treacherous ribbon. Tires, even the most aggressive, slid like butter on a hot pan. Yet the overwhelming grandeur of nature held us captive. It pushed fear to the periphery, a forgotten echo in the face of such magnificence. We crept towards the iconic Chicham Bridge, a marvel of engineering, a beacon in this frozen wilderness. And then, just moments after we departed, the unexpected call. Gompo's voice, crackling over the phone, brought a jolt of electrifying news. The ghost has been sighted in the valley between Chicham and Kibber. Our vehicle, following close behind, came to an abrupt halt. Gompo, his eyes alight with intensity, pointed to the towering peak beside us. "The Snow Leopard is beyond that ridge," he said. "If you wish to see it, you must climb." 1,000 questions raced through my mind. Could I do this? Is my body still reeling from sickness? Am I up to the challenge? This was just day one. Why take such a risk? But then the counter-argument, a whisper of urgency. What if this was our only chance? They are elusive for a reason, these ghosts of the mountains. Doubt silenced, fear pushed back. I looked into Gompo's eyes. "Take us as close as you can," I told him. "We will climb." The edge of Kibber village became our starting line. What sounds simple, a climb, a trek to an outlook, was anything but. Hours melted into an endless ascent. Rough trails, unforgiving snow patches, and an unyielding, uneven terrain. With every step, the air thinned, each breath a heavy burden. It felt as if one step demanded the energy of 10, but I was prepared. Memories of high-altitude breathing techniques, a secret whispered by a monk to some Everest climbers, flooded my mind. Inhale, exhale, one breath for every step. A simple rhythm, often overlooked, yet profoundly powerful. I pushed on, fueled by this quiet discipline, Gompo's and our tour guide Jyoti's steady encouragement and the unwavering promise of what lay ahead. At 14,000 feet, the world transformed. I could see the mountain peaks at my eye level, once distant giants. At such high altitude, these big mountains seem like small hills. These titans of the Himalayas, so immense from below, now seemed like the gentle hills of my everyday world. The sheer untamed beauty was an anesthetic, dulling the aches of my body, the gnawing hunger. Finally, we reached the summit. The terrain flattened, yet the undulating landscape made the final stretch a brutal test. Another 2 kilometers of relentless trekking. After what felt like an eternity, interspersed with fleeting breaks and sips of water, we arrived. Gompo's helpers had brought supplies, and we rested for a precious moment before the hunt began. We raised our binoculars, scanning the vast, unforgiving valley. So wide, so deep, a colossal silent stage. Our eyes strained, searching the valley that was almost a kilometer wide, hoping, fearing we had come all this way for nothing. And then, there, a whisper of movement, a trick of the light. No, a distinct form, a smidge on the distant rock, so tiny, so perfectly camouflaged, yet undeniably there. My heart seized. Through the high-power magnification, it was clear. The ghost of the mountains, finally revealed. It lay in a rocky cave, still, majestic, almost ethereal. My hands trembled as I fought to align my camera's tiny viewfinder to capture this impossible dream. Minutes stretched agonizingly until, with a surge of triumph, it clicked into place. The ghost, a shape clear enough, lying serene within its rocky sanctuary, even from a kilometer away, even after adding a 2x teleconverter to my telescopic lens and digitally cropping to its absolute limit. Its presence was undeniable. We had done it. We had captured fleeting images, precious videos of the mountain's phantom. Unfortunately, it didn't move the entire day. Hours dragged on. We were waiting for the Snow Leopard to move and give us some action photos, and if we were lucky, some photos of hunting, but alas, it didn't move an inch. Our core temperatures, long surrendered to the biting wind, had plummeted. My own attempts to capture this moment were a clumsy ballet of oversized gloves and frozen fingers. It was the kind of cold that demanded every inch of exposed skin be shielded, leaving only the narrowest slit for our desperate gaze of our eyes. Each lingering droplet of water freezing mid-air before it could touch the bottom of the hot water cup. This was the unforgiving theater of our vigil. Hours bled into one another. Since the first blush of dawn around 8 a.m., we had remained rooted to this spot. Now the afternoon shadows stretched long and the clock had ticked well past 4 p.m. A silent, collective yearning hung in the frozen air. Every lens, a focused eye, was trained on that distant, rocky canvas. The Snow Leopard held the cards, and it seemed content to play a game of glacial patience. Amongst our determined company was Mr. Bhupender Gupta, a remarkable spirit. Having conquered the world of business, he embarked on a new adventure in his 60s, the art of photography. His lens had witnessed the raw beauty of the Masai Mara, the vast plains of Kenya and Tanzania, the wilderness of the USA and Canada, even the stark majesty of the North Pole. Here he stood, a testament to the enduring power of passion, his experienced eye fixed on the same distant prize. Alongside him, Mr. Rajiv Kalsi, a retired professor of wildlife, dedicated to the vital task of documenting the elusive snow leopard for a government project. His presence lent an air of scientific purpose to our fervent hope. He was not just an observer, but a guardian deeply invested in understanding this phantom of the mountains. Leading our expedition was Jyoti, a traveler, a biker, a photographer himself. His knowledge of these treacherous terrains and his infectious enthusiasm were our constant companions, guiding us through the physical and emotional demands of this extraordinary quest. And then there was the rest of us, a microcosm of the world, drawn from distant corners by the same magnetic pull, foreign faces, local enthusiasts, all united by the singular desire to witness the legend. We were a silent fellowship, bound by the shared anticipation, the biting cold, our common language. This prolonged stillness, this enforced patience, gifted me an unexpected clarity. We had been so consumed by the pursuit, so laser-focused on every potential twitch of fur, every subtle shift in the rocky landscape, that we had become blind to the breathtaking panorama that cradled us. Just to our left was the village of Chicham, our starting point, our home for these few days, nestled in the snow. Even the famed Chicham Bridge, a testament to human endeavor against this formidable backdrop, was visible in the distance. A realization dawned. We were not so far removed from our familiar world. This incredible creature, this ghost we sought, was a neighbor, albeit a fiercely private one. The thought sent a shiver down my spine, colder than the wind. How many times might a snow leopard have passed us in the inky blackness of night, utterly unseen? Or perhaps, even now, while we were transfixed on that distant form, another silent predator watched us from the unseen ridges behind. The mountains held their secrets close, and we were mere visitors in their timeless realm.
बहुत चालू हुआ ना अभी ठंड बहुत है बहुत ठंड है
Our bodies shivered, hands and feet frozen despite heating pads and lips of hot water. The battle against the cold was lost. With darkness closing in and no action from the leopard, we made the difficult decision to retreat. We would return tomorrow. The descent was a new kind of torment. 4 to 5 kilometers of trekking fueled by nothing but a few biscuits and sheer willpower. A brutal mental and physical war. But as I pushed negativity from my mind, an unexpected surge of energy propelled me forward. And to my own surprise, I was the first to reach the car. The journey for the ghost of the mountains had just truly begun.
Thank you, man. This is my very big dream.
Day 2 in Chicham. The next morning, renewed by rest, we woke with a surge of fresh energy. February meant mating season for the snow leopards, a time when these elusive cats are less inclined to move far. Having spotted one yesterday, our hopes were high. Would it finally stir, perhaps leading us to a rare hunting spectacle? Or in this season of connection, would another leopard answer its silent call, creating a mating pair? The vast snow leopard territory also held the tantalizing possibility of an entirely new encounter. I sought out Gompo, our local guide, eager for news, but the update was a sobering one. Yesterday's leopard had moved deeper into the valley, transforming an already arduous trek into an additional 4 to 5 kilometers of challenging terrain. Gompo, ever resourceful, devised a new strategy. We would focus on other inhabitants of this majestic land, searching for red foxes, ibex, and the magnificent bearded vultures until fresh news of the leopard arrived. Our journey began, surprisingly, on the same treacherous path we had traversed the day before. Almost immediately we spotted them, the ibex, right beside the road. The heavy snow had driven them onto the cleared path, but the traveling vehicle's approach sent them gracefully leaping into the deeper snow patches. This was good news. No arduous hike required, a welcome relief for bodies still recovering from yesterday's unexpected illness and the strenuous trek on empty stomachs. We carefully parked the car, stepping cautiously into the snow to capture these alpine wonders. Let me tell you about these incredible creatures. The ibex, a true marvel of adaptation, navigates these perilous peaks with astonishing ease. Their hooves are uniquely designed, split and padded with a rubbery sole, providing incredible grip on even the steepest, most unforgiving rock faces. This allows them to scale mountains with an agility that defies gravity, making them masters of both climbing and descending. In fact, their climbing prowess is so superior that they can outmaneuver even the formidable snow leopard on treacherous terrain. They are also known for their impressive horns, which can grow up to 140 centimeters in males, curving backward in a majestic arc, serving both as a tool for dominance and a testament to their age. With our memory cards filled with stunning shots of the ibex, we returned to the car. And just as we settled in, another ripple of excitement. A red fox had been sighted in the village, perched high on the mountain directly above us. Eyes peeled, anticipation buzzing, we piled into the vehicle, beginning our cautious search through its known haunts. Time passed. The fox remained elusive. Gompo ventured into the village for a closer inquiry, but returned empty-handed. He stopped midway and searched. Nothing can escape his expert eyes. He could see the tracks, but the fox couldn't be seen. The cunning creature had vanished. Slowly, he began the descent towards us, keeping an eye on the white snow to spot the red ghost of the Himalayas. These creatures are not easy to find, and then they vanish within a blink of an eye. We began our journey back along the same path back to the ibex spot. We pulled over at the same spot, stretching our cramped limbs, soaking in the fleeting warmth of the sun. My camera, for some inexplicable reason, was still in my hands. A quiet instinct, a subtle nudge, I don't know what it was. Unknowingly, my gaze drifted to my right towards the mountain summit, and then a flicker. Something moved. I instinctively brought the camera to my eye, the world narrowing to a high magnification circle. I held my breath, focusing intently. Every subtle movement in that stark landscape became amplified. The gentle roll of snow cascading down a slope, the distant silhouette of an ibex momentarily disturbed, its sudden, powerful stride sending a spray of white crystals into the air. My lens, zoomed in tight, struggled to encompass the fleeting action. The camera's narrow field of view couldn't keep pace with the sudden flurry of motion. I lowered it, my eyes now the primary lens. What I saw initially resembled a small puppy, yet something was undeniably different. Too furry and a hint of red in its coat, it had to be a fox. But the sun, positioned directly behind the descending figure, cast it in shadow, a dark silhouette against the brilliant snow. Yet, as it moved, the light caught the magnificent tail, a flash of unmistakable fur with a distinct reddish hue, almost a vibrant pink in the sunlight. That was it. No longer a guess, it had to be a red fox. And then, just as the confirmation solidified in my mind, Gompo's voice, a sudden urgent shout cutting through the stillness. "Red fox! Red fox!" My fleeting glimpse, my intuitive observation, had been gloriously confirmed. The fox. It was gracefully descending from the village above, seeking a patch of dry ground, a sliver of sun to warm its magnificent coat. For a fleeting second or two, it paused at the very edge of the road, a professional model in the wilderness, posing for us before vanishing into a rocky crevice. We scrambled back into the car, racing to the point where it had crossed. On foot, we continued the pursuit, finding it initially hidden behind a dried bush. With a flash of russet, it bolted, settling finally on a distant, dry patch of rock. Curled into a perfect furry ball, it lay there, basking in the sun like a trained model, presenting us with an impossible picture. It seemed to have found its midday resting spot, perhaps after a successful foraging mission in the village. Then a sudden commotion pierced the quiet. Distant barks, shouts echoing across the valley. "Look there! Look there!" Our attention snapped to the mountain flank, where a group of local dogs were in hot pursuit of an ibex herd. Tales are told of these feral packs, their hunger sometimes driving them to hunt like wolves, even attacking unwary travelers. But the ibex are masters of survival. With innate mountain wisdom, they navigated the treacherous slopes with astonishing agility, their cloven hooves finding purchase where nothing else could. The dogs, for all their ferocity, were no match. The ibex descended into the lower reaches of the valley, while the dogs, frustrated and defeated, could only watch, their barks fading into the vastness. In this harsh realm, survival is an art form. The ibex, for instance, possess an incredible ability to locate and access sparse vegetation, even under deep snow. They use their strong hooves to scrape away the white blanket, unearthing the precious hidden sustenance. This constant battle for life, the delicate balance between predator and prey, creates a tapestry of endurance, a testament to the raw power of nature. Amidst this unfolding drama, a fleeting shadow caught my eye, something soaring through the valley. I couldn't place it. My focus for a moment returned to the resilient ibex, scratching diligently for life beneath the snow. Then Gompo reappeared, his face lit with a new energy. "Any news of the snow leopard?" I asked, a hopeful tremor in my voice. He hadn't been searching for the leopard. His quest had been for something equally magnificent, the lammergeier, the bearded vulture, and then it clicked, that fleeting shadow I'd seen. I quickly pulled up a photo on my camera. There it was. The majestic bearded vulture soaring. Gompo's eyes widened. "I was searching all over for it," he chuckled. "And you're sitting here with a photo?" A ripple of surprise and delight swept through the group. "Where? Show us. How did you get it?" Everyone, so fixated on the ibex and the dogs, had missed the silent passage of this incredible bird. It was almost lunchtime. We broke bread by the roadside, a humble meal in an unparalleled setting. The red fox still slept peacefully in the sun, a magnificent wild companion to our feast. Above, the bearded vultures soared, silent guardians of the vast Spiti Valley. This was more than just lunch. It was a communion with nature, a moment of profound peace amidst breathtaking beauty. One of the most unforgettable meals of my life. These unexpected moments, these serendipitous encounters are what truly define such a journey. We spent the rest of the day immersed in this living canvas, photographing local birds, the other inhabitants of this incredible ecosystem, and the impossibly picturesque landscape. The hours melted away, a testament to the sheer wonder of being alive in such a place. The day ended, not with the triumph of a single grand sighting, but with the quiet, profound joy of countless small discoveries. Day 3 in Chicham. This morning our resolve was forged anew to find the snow leopard, to capture it up close. Yesterday the white cat had eluded the entire Spiti Valley, a phantom glimpsed by only a few spotters, and it vanished. But today optimism fueled our every breath. Gompo's news, however, brought a familiar sting. Gompo explained, "Yesterday we spent whole day near the Chicham Bridge Valley because spotters had found a half-eaten carcass, and they were sure the leopard would return, but it didn't. But we were lucky we got to see so many other animals and birds. Let's hope our luck turns today," he said. But to be honest, no news whatsoever, and it's as if the entire valley is silent today. No movement at all. We wouldn't let disappointment take root. "Let's head to Key Monastery for some birding," Gompo suggested, "until I can gather more information." Today we were joined by Rajiv Sir, his calm, experienced presence a steadying force. Our resolve remained unshaken. Gompo, ever adept at keeping our spirits high, steered us towards the hidden avian gems of this heaven on earth. We reached Kaya and no sight of birds. We decided to go even further where the river meets the road. We might get lucky. We clicked photos, capturing the vibrant life that thrived in this harsh beauty. Yet, even as an ardent birder myself, a deep-seated anxiety gnawed at me. We were here for one purpose, waiting for that singular, elusive opportunity. After enough frames to satisfy our lenses, we began the ascent back to the road. "Let's try a different approach today," Gompo proposed. "There was a faint whisper of a sighting yesterday, far out. No fresh news, but we'll try our luck." Our primary goal firm in our minds, we forged ahead, knowing this would be a long journey. Periodically, Gompo would stop, his expert eyes sweeping the horizon for any sign of movement, any trace that might betray a leopard's path. We began our climb towards Langza, and soon the majestic Buddha statue emerged from the rugged landscape, a timeless sentinel guarding the path to the world's highest village, Comic, at a staggering 15,027 feet. No other human habitation on Earth claims such an altitude. Just past Langza, Gompo's keen eyes caught it, a small pack of wolves to our left. Our pulses quickened. We rushed to a vantage point, but the wolves, masters of their domain, vanished as if swallowed by the thin air. For 15-20 minutes, a silent game of hide-and-seek ensued, but we found them. We captured their fleeting presence on camera, then, with our main mission re-established, pressed on towards Komik. As we reached Komik village, Gompo's vehicle screeched to a sudden halt. News, delivered in hurried whispers, reached us. A leopard, spotted for a split second, hunting. Disturbed, it had abandoned its kill, half dead, and vanished. If it had left its prey in such a state, the chances were incredibly high it would return to finish the job. A hunting shot, perhaps? Or at the very least, a closer, more prolonged encounter. Gompo swerved the car onto the dirt, plunging off-road. We scrambled out, grabbing our gear, excitement coursing through our veins. We were at the top, no further ascent, only down. The first leg, descending, felt almost easy, a momentary reprieve. We pressed forward, closer to the valley's edge, and then we saw it, a colossal valley, uneven, unbelievably rugged, and impossibly steep. Unlike anything we had encountered, Gompo descended a short distance, his silhouette against the vastness, searching. After agonizing minutes, his voice echoed back, filled with unbridled enthusiasm. "Fresh tracks! It's here somewhere! Get down fast!" But the sheer gradient of the slope was alarming. Descending was one thing, climbing back up would be a Herculean task. "How far is it?" we called down. "Further than day one?" The thought that it might be even more distant, offering no better view than our previous shots, gnawed at us. 1,000 questions swirled. With elders like Rajiv Sir and Bhupendra Sir in our group, their well-being was paramount. "Do whatever you have to do," Gompo instructed his assistant, "and get them here immediately." His urgency baffled us, but our trust in him was absolute. Rajiv Sir and Bhupendra Sir wisely chose to stay back. Jyoti and I began our treacherous descent. Jyoti, ever the adventurer, took the steeper, more perilous route. One misstep and the valley floor 1,000 feet below awaited. It was a perilous dance with death. We managed to reach Gompo, but the leopard was still unconfirmed. Just moments before we arrived, Gompo had changed position, asking a local guide perched on a cliff if they'd found it. "Only tracks, no leopard," came the reply. In that split second, Gompo's eye caught it. "What is this if not a leopard?" he exclaimed, pointing just at a few feet below towards a rock. We rushed to his side, his arm pulling us closer. "There! The leopard!" Others, hearing the shout, joined the chorus of where?" creating a small commotion. Jyoti instantly got his shot, but I still couldn't find it, so perfectly camouflaged. I marveled at Gompo's acuity. Even the local spotter and 4 or 5 others perched strategically had missed it. And then a flicker, a movement. It woke. The commotion had disturbed its peace. It rose, a majestic blur of spots, and started to descend. My finger hammered the shutter, a frenzy of clicks. Just seconds later, it melted into the terrain, gone. There went our last chance, I thought, of a video. As we packed, the true nature of our ascent dawned on me. The path we had just taken was not for the faint of heart. No flat surface, nothing to hold on to. One slip and we were staring death in the eye. We carefully, meticulously crossed to stable ground. "Is that it?" I asked Gompo, disbelief in my voice. 2-3 seconds of a leopard?" He simply smiled. "It's leopards, sir. We can't control them. You are the luckiest. You saw it. These spotters have been here since morning and haven't caught sight of it." But something primal propelled us forward. Instead of heading back, all of us, we instinctively walked towards the next ridge. As we reached the edge, we saw it, the leopard's tail disappearing into the shadows. We moved again, one ridge after another, treacherous ridge, a relentless pursuit. This was the most demanding path I had ever known. We were always seconds behind, always just missing the perfect vantage point. Finally, we reached the last ridge, a magnificent sweeping view of the entire valley. This was it, our last stride. If luck didn't find us here, we had to return. We sat on the cliff's edge, scanning, and then I noticed. The entire Spiti Valley seemed to be converging on this one spot. On day one, we were the lucky few. Now, a growing crowd, many who hadn't seen a leopard in days, even weeks, were following our path. We were the first here, and the rest were just behind. The leopard, perhaps tired of the relentless pursuit, had found the perfect hiding spot, deep in the shadow of a colossal rock, making it impossible to locate. But nothing escapes Gompo's piercing gaze. "There, between those rocks," he yelled. It took me a good 10 minutes to pinpoint it, such was its camouflage, but finally I found it. It was sleeping between the rocks, hiding inside the shadow. The dusky sun made it impossible to spot the leopard, even after Gompo pointed out the location. A floating greyish patch came out of the shadows, and there it was founded. After clicking some photos, I wanted to stretch my neck and relax my hand, and I couldn't find it again, such was the terrain. Just a few seconds ago I had it in my viewfinder, and now my eyes are searching for it again. It was difficult, and now I realize why it must have chosen this location. But after trying to find it again, their camouflage is legendary, a natural marvel. Their thick greyish-white fur, patterned with dark rosettes, allows them to blend seamlessly with the rocky, snow-dusted terrain, making them virtually invisible. They use the contours of the landscape, shadows, and even slight depressions to disappear from sight, often melting into their surroundings right before your eyes. Their ability to remain perfectly still for extended periods, even when disturbed, further enhances their invisibility, making them perhaps the ultimate masters of hide-and-seek in the animal kingdom. The snow leopard is a true master of its domain, an apex predator perfectly adapted to this harsh environment. They can leap up to 15 meters, nearly 50 feet, in a single bound, allowing them to traverse treacherous terrain with incredible speed. Their massive paws act like natural snowshoes, distributing their weight and preventing them from sinking into deep snow. Their long, thick tail, almost as long as their body, acts as a balancing tool on steep slopes and a warm blanket when curled up. They are often most active at dawn and dusk, making them incredibly hard to spot. Despite their solitary nature, they are crucial to the health of their ecosystem, acting as a keystone species that helps maintain the balance of prey populations. Just as we thought now it's enough. We got good photos. Now let's head back. As the crowd grew and the light began to fade, we're getting late. We have come very long and we need to go back. Something extraordinary unfolded. There comes another leopard, gently strolling as if husband comes home after work. Nobody noticed it coming. We saw it only when it crossed the first leopard, giving it a gentle nudge. As I discussed this remarkable behavior with Rajiv Sir, a profound understanding dawned. This was a female, and they usually do that, a gentle nudge to their mate, a symbol of love, same as we humans do to our loved ones, a gentle pinch of cheeks, a gentle nudge, a slight brush through. These are universal symbols of affection. In that instant, it became clear we are not so different from the wild creatures of this planet. We simply need to observe, to understand their behavior, to spend time immersed in their world. And then I got it. One of the most awesome shots of my life, a magnificent snow leopard couple peacefully nestled in their cave. The commotions, the clicking of cameras, the walkie-talkie chatter, all faded away. A profound tranquility enveloped the noise. Serenity, the sheer, unmatched beauty of what unfolded before me. No other wildlife experience had ever come close. It was the kind of peace you find after a stressful day, stepping into your home, looking at the faces of your loved ones and feeling all the tension and stress melt away in the embrace of their love. This feeling, this universal connection transcended species. I didn't want to leave. I wanted to sit there forever, absorbing every ounce of that peaceful energy. But the mountain had its own timeline. The cold began to pinch, needle sharp, even as the sunlight kissed my skin. This time we were 1,027 feet higher, and the cold was even more merciless than day one. But I hadn't noticed until now, so lost was I in the moment. Nature's forces are supreme, and we had to yield. We packed up, beginning another arduous trek. Gompo, this time, chose a longer, less steep route. With steady rhythm and short breaks, we reached the car, waiting for us in Hikkim, his highest post office at 14,567 feet. And then a final realization. We hadn't had lunch. We had planned to eat in Komik, but fueled by the relentless search for the leopard, we had forgotten. By the time we reached the car, it was well past 7, and all the shops were closed. We drove back home, and honestly, hunger didn't truly hit until the scent of freshly cooked matar paneer and roti wafted from the kitchen. We feasted, celebrating a day that had delivered beyond our wildest dreams. This was it, the most successful day. We had captured incredible photographs of the snow leopard, etched forever in our memories. with feasts and celebrations for a day that had delivered beyond our wildest dreams. The most successful day etched forever in our memories with incredible photographs. The next 2 days unfolded at a gentler rhythm. The elusive leopards, having gifted us their presence, had now vanished, allowing us to delve deeper into the rich tapestry of Chicham and its surrounding wonders. We explored ancient monasteries like the iconic Key Monastery, its serenity echoing across the vast landscape. These were days of relaxed exploration, a chance to simply be in this extraordinary place. We finally visited the world's highest post office in Hikkim when it was open, a unique landmark at an astonishing 14,567 feet. There, amidst the thin, crisp air, we penned and posted letters to loved ones, sending fragments of this magical world across continents. It was a tangible connection to home, even as we stood on top of the world. The simple pleasure of a bowl of Maggie, enjoyed against the backdrop of such breathtaking natural beauty, was something one could only dream of. A moment suspended in time. A quiet jealousy stirred within me for those who called this place home, who woke every day to such mesmerizing beauty, their lives unfolding in the cradle of wonder. Throughout our entire trip, we had the privilege of sharing meals in some of the most stunning locations on Earth. People spend fortunes, travel across oceans just to glimpse such scenic vistas. And here we were, among the lucky few, dining in the very lap of nature's grandeur. I felt truly blessed to savor these moments amidst such scenic wonders. This unforgettable journey was also a testament to the incredible individuals who brought it to life. A special thanks first to Jyoti, our tour manager. It was Jyoti who first reached out to me about this expedition, igniting a lifelong dream of mine to see and photograph the snow leopard. A fascination so profound, I made it the very symbol of my channel. I said yes without a second thought. To Gompo, our local guide, a huge debt of gratitude. His near-perfect planning and uncanny spotting skills transformed a challenging quest into a triumph. Mr. Bhupendra Gupta, his presence a constant source of inspiration. His captivating stories and unwavering support made our dinner conversations as enlightening as they were enjoyable. And finally, to Mr. Rajiv Kalsi, the wildlife expert, a true snow leopard authority who has dedicated the last 3 years to studying them in this frozen heaven. His door was always open to our endless curiosities, and his infectious laughter, kind words and helping hand were constants throughout. Our deepest heartfelt gratitude to him. This expedition was, without a doubt, an unforgettable one. Every rupee, every hour, every ounce of effort required to reach Chicham was unequivocally worth it. And as you finally pull away, leaving the pristine beauty of Chicham behind, your heart aches with a profound yearning. A powerful, magnetic pull, a silent promise that someday you will return. But the most important thing is getting to know such interesting people, making new friends, learning about their unique journeys, and hearing about their fascinating adventures. That's where the true magic lies, and most important of all, having fun and making memories that last for a lifetime.